Hello dear students, in today's video we are going to discuss human respiratory system. So the previous lesson we already discussed about the human digestive system, and I already told you about one assignment that you need to prepare, write not more than 250 words about human digestive system and what all the processes that are happening during the digestion, and also you need to explain about minimum three digestive disorders that affects your digestive system. And so now let us discuss about the next system. So as we know that there are different organ systems, so we are all multicellular organisms. So our body is made up of trillions of cells. So in order to comply with different functions, so there are different special organ systems are there. That means association of different organs so as to perform a certain function. So in the digestive system also we looked already about this particular association, organ system. So association of different organs, they work together in order to perform that particular task, digestion. So here the next process, that is the life process, which is very essential for our survival, that is called respiration. So respiration, the first part of respiration that happens is breathing. Breathing means normally we take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, that is actually waste product which is actually released as a result of the cellular respiration that is happening in the cells. So as a byproduct. So this carbon dioxide we do not require more, so that will in turn get diffused into the blood plasma, and ultimately when the plasma brings this blood, that means carbon dioxide rich blood to the alveoli, and from there the carbon dioxide will slowly diffuse into the alveolar sac, and then from alveolar sac the carbon dioxide gas will be released into the surroundings. So these things that we will discuss, and we can normally, when you look at our respiratory system, so first of all we can discuss which are the major parts of the respiratory system. So let us first look at the external part, which is called the nostrils or the nose. So here you can see, so inside the nose you may have seen, so there are hairs, small hairs, so that are actually helpful for preventing the entry of dust particles into the lungs. So there are lot of hairs inside the nostrils, and also there you can see mucus, a liquid which is secreted inside this particular nostril, this particular region. So actually this mucus also helps in dissolving the salt or this particular dust that is getting absorbed into the trachea. So this actually cleans the nasal pharynx or this particular region, and entry of dust especially into the lungs. Then as you go further, there you can see a nasal cavity. So once the air enters through the nostrils, so the air now passes to the nasal cavity, and over here there you can see the pharynx. So now the air now enters into a region called pharynx. So this particular region. So pharynx is actually a common passage for air and food into the respective places. So we already saw that. So pharynx, this particular region, pharynx, that is again divided into three subdivisions: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. So here you can see a finger-like flap-like structure, which we already discussed in the human digestive system. So once the mouth cavity and the nasal cavity both opens into this particular throat region, so that region, that common passage, that is called pharynx. And either side of the pharynx, where you can see thyroid glands are located, and there you can see there are two pipes. One is called the foot pipe, and the first one is called the windpipe. The windpipe comes first, then the foot pipe. So actually this epiglottis, this will act like a flap-like structure, and covers the windpipe, and so that windpipe will not get blocked by the food that is coming from the mouth cavity. So even just below that particular, that's a function of epiglottis, so which prevents the entry of food particles into the lungs. So if sometimes you may have felt that, suppose even a small amount of saliva or food particles, if it enters into our lungs, so it will become very difficult for us to breathe, and even it may lead to choking and even to death. And just below this particular epiglottis, there you can see that now the trachea, the main pipe, so that is passing, that is the air pipe. So the trachea is made up of cartilaginous rings. So rings of cartilage, there you can see these are segmented rings are there. So these cartilaginous rings actually helps this particular windpipe. Earlier one we saw that food pipe, the windpipe is made up of rings of cartilage, which actually prevents the collapse, or it will keep the trachea always open. So you just know if a rubber tube, just like a rubber tube, it will remain open always. So otherwise, if it collapses, then what happens? The entry of oxygen into the lungs, that will not be possible. So the person may die. So the larynx is situated at the top of the trachea. So what happens over here? The larynx is actually called the voice box. Their voice box is situated. So a pair of vocal cords that is situated on the upper part of the trachea, or this part. So the larynx, that is called the larynx. So when you expel air from your lungs forcefully, so that you are able to vibrate this particular vocal cords, so as a result the sound is produced. So we already saw that. So as we come down, we can see the trachea now divides into right and left bronchi. So the pair of lungs are there, a pair of lungs, the right one as well as the left one. So the lungs are so delicate organs, so they are protected by a chest cavity, that is called the rib cage. The rib cage, and within the rib cage there you can see so another layer, a protective layer called pleural membrane. So this pleural membrane actually protects the lungs. Then, so soon after entering into the right or left lung, the bronchi now divides into structure called alveoli or alveolar sac. Such large amount of alveoli collected together so as to form an alveolar sac. And the alveolar sac, here you can see the alveolar sac is actually surrounded with large number of capillaries, and this is the place where exchange of gas that occurs. So similarly you can see as the oxygen that we inhale, the inhaled air contains large amount of oxygen, high amount of oxygen. So as it reaches the alveolar sac, the oxygen enters into the blood capillaries. Oxygen diffuses into the blood capillaries, and in blood capillary there we can see the hemoglobin. Here you can see the hemoglobin that is passing through the blood capillaries. So oxygen will enter into the blood, and immediately it will just combine with hemoglobin. So it will become oxygenated hemoglobin. So this oxygenated hemoglobin now will transfer. It will transport oxygen to different parts of the body. And similarly, at the same time, carbon dioxide, which is present in the body, plasma, blood plasma, that will get diffused into this particular grape-like structure called alveolar sac, into the alveolar sac, that space. So the carbon dioxide concentration inside the alveolar sac, once it increases, so during breathing out, inspiration and expiration, during expiration the carbon dioxide gas, the carbon dioxide rich gas will go out of our body. And similarly, here you can see the rib cage and the system, so that actually protects the internal organs that are placed in the thoracic cavity. Here again you can see. So what happened? There is another particular major part, that is diaphragm. So diaphragm is a flat rubber-like structure, rubber sheet-like structure. So when it contracts and expands, and thereby increasing the area of this particular thoracic region, the lungs, chest part. So as we breathe in, we normally lift our rib cage. So at the same time, what happened? The diaphragm contracts and expands. So as a result, the pressure inside the particular lungs, this particular region becomes less. So the air enters into the lungs. So when you need to breathe out, the diaphragm relaxes, thereby increasing the pressure inside this chest cavity and thereby expelling the air out of the lungs. So this is what happening during normal breathing cycle. So the air which contains oxygenated blood, now it will travel to different parts of the body through circulatory system. So mainly which is supported by heart, about which we will discuss in the next section. So here you can see how oxygen is passing into the blood, and at the same time blood plasma, carbon dioxide is getting diffused into the alveolar sac. So these are the major processes that are happening. Here you can see the larynx structure, the vocal cord, the false vocal cord and the vocal cord. So as you expel air out through the trachea, so what happens? The larynx will vibrate, or the vocal cord will vibrate, and so as producing sound. So these are the series of events that are happening during the respiratory system. So just you see the video, watch the video carefully, and if you got any doubt, you can discuss it with me. I hope I have covered almost all the part. So these are very essential. So just read the textbook well. Okay. So study well and stay safe.